Senator Capito.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Administrator Regan. It's nice to see you over here in a different venue. We usually see each other over on EPW. I know you've been asked this question, but I wanted to reemphasize the issue that on the CDS funding delay. We've heard a lot of complaints at home. You know, you inform folks that they're going to be able to get a certain amount, particularly in the water projects area. You know, they can't move forward with their financing without the assurances and timeliness of the funding. And so we heard our office was notified that the FY23 community recipients of CDS did receive instructions to assist them in planning and preparing for their application process. I'm glad to see that this is moving much faster than the FY 2022. What is the status? I mean, has a single FY22 CDS funding possibility, has any of those dollars gone out yet?
Well, Senator, the percentage is much smaller than I would like and any of us would like.
So has any gone out? Is the percentage bigger than zero?
Yes, we have a number that's bigger than zero that has gone out.
And what is that number?
The number is 25. 25 awards, 117 applications. Only 30 of those applications were complete, and 25 of that 30 have gone out the door. What we saw, number one in the beginning, was that EPA was significantly under-resourced and unprepared for this. But number two, many of these recipients we've had to go above and beyond to provide technical assistance to because they've never received this level of federal dollars before. So to keep everyone in compliance, we've doubled down on our technical assistance. So again, 30 completed applications, 25 of those went out the door, but we recognize we need to do better.
Okay, good. And I assume by putting out the guidance or the instructions a little bit earlier this year, you're moving in that direction. You just mentioned under-resourced, but I would point out that the EPA received more than $10 billion in FY23 and more than $40 billion in additional funding through the Inflation Reduction Act. Certainly that's got to have impacts on your ability to move through all of these, what we're just talking about, and other projects like Senator Chester was talking about.
Well, you know, we've been hiring up since we got some of those bill dollars, and in some cases we are looking at cross-pollination opportunities for those staff members. But again, we received significant resources under Bill and IRA focused on specific projects, and so we've put people forward to complete those tasks, and where we can leverage staff, we are.
Mm-hmm. I want to talk to you about the EPA modeling that shows a direct and very dramatic decline in coal-fired power over the next 17 years based on the Inflation Reduction Act. It's 43% more coal retirements than EPA projected originally without the law. This recent modeling does not account for the EPA's upcoming Clean Power 2.0 rule, which I would like to find out where that is. Or the rules that you have issued in the last few months, whether it's new standards on wastewater from coal plants or mercury emissions. You and I have talked numerous times about this issue and what the impacts of some of this is to our state, my state of West Virginia. So are you going to update your modeling once you put out your new Clean Power Plan and other rules? Will you continue to update this so we can see what the real impacts are going to be? Have you looked at what those would be in terms of the economic impacts and the job impacts in certain areas? Obviously, that's going to impact my state a lot. So where are you on updating in terms of as you're rolling out new and more stringent requirements through your regulations?
Well, as we look at our power plant regulation, which should be coming in the coming weeks, it'll have the corresponding modeling and cost-benefit analysis with that rule. I would love to have my team come and sit down with yours to walk through all of the modeling and all of the cost-benefit analysis for those rules that are currently out, and after we finish with interagency review on the power plant rule, do the same thing with that regulation as well.
Does the cost-benefit analysis include the number of jobs that would be lost and what the impacts that would be to the community?
Let me get back to you on the cost-benefit analysis in all of our rules are very complex, and I'm sure you can tease out a number of things in that analysis. So what I'd like to do is have my team spend some time with you on all of the impacts, positive and potential adverse impacts for any of these categories on any of the rules that we put out.
Let me ask you about the Class 6 well applications for individual projects, for which that's the state primacy applications for the CCUS technology. I know my colleague here to my left, Senator Hoeven, and I are very, very interested in making sure that we're moving forward on not just the technology, and I know your state regulator has done, because you have primacy, don't you?
Right.
Yeah, has done a lot. So you have, at the EPA, you have 70 individual permit applications for Class 6 injection wells, but I don't know that any have actually been permitted. Louisiana just got their Class 6 state primacy application. I think West Virginia is very much in the queue here. What measures has the EPA taken to ensure that Class 6 sequestration permits are prioritized and are done in a timely manner? And how do you account for, I know in North Dakota, because we had their state regulator before our committee over on EPW, said that the time that they can move their applications through much quicker and have actually had successful applications, meet success, whereas the ones that are still at EPA are still languishing. How do you account for that, and what is your plan to make sure that those move quicker?
Well, so our Class 6 well application program is absolutely a priority. I think the President has indicated that CCS is something that this administration supports. We've learned a lot of lessons from states like North Dakota. We have just approved Louisiana's, and Louisiana's actually will serve as a model for all of the states that we plan to move forward with. We've got a very productive relationship with the governor of West Virginia and the state of West Virginia on their Class 6 well application, and that application is going through the process. So I think we've got some uniformity across all of our regions to be sure that all of our states are submitting similar applications so that we can put them on an expedited timeline.
Well, I would hope that, yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I know I'm out. I hope they would move quicker. I think that state primacy issue is absolutely critical to move forward to cleaner environment, to capturing and sequestering and utilizing